that we are breaking at the moment, right on the top. The Prime Minister declassifying or deciding to declassify all the Netaji Bose files. Now, more than 2 weeks after the brutal lynching of a man on suspicion of eating and storing beef in Dadri, finally the Prime Minister has specifically spoken out on the incident. The Prime Minister termed the killing as unfortunate. He also described the Shiv Sena's attack on Pakistan singer Ghulam Ali in similar terms. His man Friday, Amit Shah, has also echoed that line. The key question, though, is will the Prime Minister, Amit Shah, and his party now walk the talk?
A brutal murder that shocked the nation and vitriol that polarized the nation.
बेगुनाहों की आवाज मैं इंटरनेशनल फोरम पर लेकर जाऊंगा।
ये मुख्यमंत्री अगर सेंसिटिव हैं तो उन्हें आना चाहिए और इस बात से पे आके यहाँ के इस कानून व्यवस्था को देखना चाहिए।
उसे गलतफहमी कहिए और गलतफहमी के बाद का ये हादसा कहिए।
Setting off an all-out political war of words. Reference to Dadri lynching while endorsing the president's call for harmony.
अगर सुनना है कल हमारे देश के राष्ट्रपति श्रद्धेय प्रणब मुखर्जी दादा ने जो भाषण किया है और देश को जो संदेश दिया है उससे बड़ा कोई मार्गदर्शन नहीं हो सकता है.
And now after 15 days, both the PM and BJP chief Amit Shah have formally spoken out. The Prime Minister in an interview to a newspaper said that the Dadri incident is unfortunate, but refrained from taking any blame for the incident. Instead, put the onus on the UP government. Just a day earlier, BJP chief and Modi's man Friday, Amit Shah, had also condemned the Dadri lynching.
जिसने भी ये किया है वो गलत किया है, उसको अरेस्ट करना चाहिए.
The BJP's top decision makers also hitting out at ally Shiv Sena in connection with the cancellation of Pakistan legend Ghulam Ali's performance.
अलायंस पार्टनर है, शिवसेना का शुरू से एक स्टैंड है पाकिस्तान के बारे में, हम इसका समर्थन कभी नहीं किए.
However, the statement of the Prime Minister or the BJP chief failing to cut much ice with the opposition and Sena.
दिखावे और छलावे को छोड़िए, ये देश दिखावे और छलावे से नहीं, ये देश दरियादिली और दम से चलेगा.
नरेंद्र मोदी जी की इस देश में और विश्व में जो पहचान हुई है, वो पहचान है गोधरा और अहमदाबाद की वजह से एक कठोर नेता, हिंदुत्ववादी, राष्ट्रभक्त नेता, ये उनकी पहचान है.
ब्यूरो रिपोर्ट, India Today.
And joining me now is Nalin Kohli, the national spokesperson of the BJP. Will the Prime Minister walk the talk is the big question. Nalin Kohli, the Prime Minister says it is unfortunate, but at the same time is not unequivocal in actually calling it an incident for which his government in any way should be held responsible. He's putting the blame on the UP government, which is fair enough, but at no stage does he seem to at all admit that some of his own party men, some BJP workers have been arrested in this incident, doesn't even refer to what Sangeet Som, Sakshi Maharaj and Mahesh Sharma have said. Surely the Prime Minister will have to now walk the talk. It's not enough to call an incident unfortunate. He will actually have to act against his own.
On the social media, Mr. Sardesai, in fact, it's interesting. There's a comment running through the day which says that he's the Prime Minister of the Union of India, not the Daroga of Dadri. So I think in that sense, when you look at it in the direct perspective, let's break down your question into different parts. What did the BJP President, Mr. Amit Shah, say? Clearly, that anyone who has done it, the strongest action should be taken against him. That's a matter of investigation and a matter of what will happen in the courts. Law and order is a state subject. So that investigation who's doing? Uttar Pradesh police. It is for them now to investigate it fully, make a case that is bound by evidence, and clearly whoever that person is, it doesn't matter A, B, C, D, E, what religion, what region, what party, no party, it doesn't matter. That person, whoever has committed a murder, has to now face those consequences.
Sir, I take that point. Mr. Kohli, Mr. Kohli, I take the point of Akhilesh Yadav. I take your point that Akhilesh Yadav's government has to act against the culprits of Dadri. But whether it be the Prime Minister calling the concert of Ghulam Ali being cancelled unfortunate or calling Dadri unfortunate, he can't wash his hands. In Maharashtra, it's your government. Shiv Sena is your ally. In the case of Dadri, the fact is your party workers are among those who are allegedly involved in this lynching. How can he distance himself entirely? He must actually act against them.
So therefore, three parts my answer would be there. One is you yourself have used the word allegedly. So therefore, we can't turn jurisprudence on its head and say that is a conviction and therefore we should condone everything or do everything or say this is the person who's done it without even it being proved. The fact is that the incident has resulted in a murder. That can't be retracted. That is condemnable. What is to happen thereafter is a matter of what is now under investigation. Second, in Maharashtra, with the Ghulam Ali Saab's concert, they decided not to go ahead under a threat. But the same thing when the book launch, Mr. Kasuri, and there was an incident, the Maharashtra Chief Minister stepped in, security was provided and arrests were undertaken. So therefore, you can't always put the blame and say, just because something has not happened. The third part of walk the talk on the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has been consistent. He is elected for what? For the message that we took across to the country as what was the agenda of the BJP, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. We want to work on an agenda of development. Has the government of India deviated from that? Has the government of India not condemned this? Prior to the Prime Minister's statement, did not Mr. Jaitley say that? Did not Mr. Rajnath Singh say so? Did not the Home Ministry issue an advisory? Did not even Mr. Nitin Gadkari say so?
Mr. Kohli, let me take that. That's a good point to take to you, Sanjay Jha, because the Prime Minister seems to suggest in his statement that it's the opposition which is polarizing society. It's the opposition which is playing minority vote bank politics. So he is actually blaming the opposition. He's blaming parties like yourself, your party, for stirring up minority politics and polarizing society.
You know, Rajdeep, let me borrow from what the BJP spokesperson said. He's absolutely right that the Prime Minister is remarkably consistent. He's consistent. Every time there is religious hate violence, every time there are inflammatory statements being made by the BJP leaders, he remains quiet till the entire country is up in arms and there's a huge...
Okay, we're losing that line to you. The fact, I think what Sanjay Jha was trying to suggest, Nalin Kohli, was that in some way, and this has been the argument the Congress is making since morning, that the Prime Minister is Rip Van Winkle. That the Prime Minister wakes up only when the entire society, when 30 Sahitya Akademi Award winners return their awards, when the President speaks, it's after that he speaks, and he speaks too little. He will speak on Navjot Singh, he will put out tweets on Navjot Singh Sidhu's health, on Asha Bhosle's son's death, he will condole, but not on Akhlaq's death. That's the argument the other side makes, sir.
Well, I mean, the Congress party has been making many arguments. Their entire case is built on arguments, not on facts. And certainly their arguments have never been based on delivery. That's the only difference. So when they can't counter the BJP in terms of delivery and agenda of the governance that the party is implementing, they will always come up with this. It doesn't matter. We know they will come up with it. On a humorous side, just taking this Rip Van Winkle comment a little further, at least the Prime Minister basically is working and wakes up working. He's sleeping and he gets up to work. He's not sleeping and getting up to holiday as some of their leaders consistently do.
Sanjay Jha, we lost you there. We lost you when I was trying to ask whether the Congress itself has much to answer for. Are you deliberately polarizing the atmosphere is the charge the BJP is making or the Prime Minister is making today?
You know, Rajdeep, the Prime Minister is a master of making distortions and, issuing disingenuous statements. He said today, and I was astonished that this is coming from India's highest political executive. He says, what is the centre's role in what happening in the Dadri lynching? Well, let me tell you, you will go back to the case of what Sardar Patel once said, that the RSS created an environment of hate that led to the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. Now, you look at the statements made by Sakshi Maharaj, Giriraj Singh, Yogi Adityanath, Sadhvi Jyoti, and there are many others. These are all members of the Bharatiya Janata Party. This is the same Prime Minister and his party that made Yogi Adityanath their key speaker in the Lok Sabha on communal harmony. I mean, how preposterous and absurd can they be? This is like a brazen manifestation of their, complete neglect. And I would say, an attempt to humiliate the term secularism. Prime Minister mocks secularism abroad. He talks of pseudo-secularism here. I mean, there cannot be a bigger insult to India's constitution. And don't forget, that he should know. He should read the Justice Sahai report, or maybe the BJP spokesperson should show him that, where BJP leaders are indicted for creating a communal conflagration that killed 60 people and led 60,000 homeless. What you saw in Dadri was a manifestation of that same continued ugliness.
No, are we going to blame everything, every communal, anything remotely communal in this country on the Prime Minister? Is that what the Congress party is saying? That whether it is Dadri, whether it is the Ghulam Ali concert, whether there is any attempt to take law into their own hands, whether there is any attempt of any group in this country to take law in their own hands, whether there is a church attack, you will blame the Prime Minister. Is he solely responsible?
Rajdeep, I think, the Prime Minister of India is, running with the hare and hunting with the hounds. He's a man who's openly endorsed the RSS. Here is a person whose entire cabinet, by the way, went and made PPT presentations and lay prostrate before the RSS leadership, who gave them a certificate of what a fantastic performance Mr. Modi is doing. The Prime Minister has said that he is a big, kind of consistent believer in the RSS ideology. Don't forget, he was a former RSS pracharak. Now that, and RSS has got no pretensions of calling for a Hindu Rashtra. You heard Mohan Bhagwat's statement. India's development is based on the development of Hindus. So to believe that the minorities in this country should feel secure is absolutely ridiculous. And the Prime Minister wakes up after such a long time, and first, he actually takes an umbrage under the President's statement.
Can I just a minute?
And secondly, he blames the opposition. I mean, what a ridiculous state of affairs India is currently under.
Nalin Kohli, it's interesting that the reaction of the Shiv Sena, for example, to the Prime Minister's statement, when Prime Minister says what has happened in Mumbai is unfortunate, the Shiv Sena turns around and says, but the Prime Minister's identity is based on Godhra and Ahmedabad. So, in a sense, your own ally seems to be suggesting that the Prime Minister's identity is based on hard Hindutva politics. That's my question. How is the Prime Minister running with the secular hare and hunting with the communal hound? And that's why he's tripping up from time to time.
Well, there's so many points here, so this may take
one last point. No, wait, I have a minute. I'm giving you a minute. I'm giving you a minute uninterrupted. A minute.
Yes, I'll finish in a minute. Yeah, sure. That's great. So the Shiv Sena, that's their spokesperson's perception. We believe that the Prime Minister was elected on the agenda of governance. With regard to Mr. Jha's whole lot of rhetoric, there's so much about it. He picks up 5 examples and the BJP ignores everybody else. There are hundreds and thousands of statements that are positive, but the Congress doesn't see that. So by that logic, 3 people in the Congress party called Rahul Gandhi a joker. So does that reflect the thinking of the Congress party? Certainly not. So therefore, they can't build a case like this. They find everything ridiculous, and they are entitled to find it ridiculous because they are not in power anymore. And the issue before them is they looked at power, they looked at the things that come with power. They can't bear to see a Prime Minister who has no family member that he is going to go out and help him with land deals. That here's a Prime Minister who lives all by himself. A Prime Minister who works 16, 18 hours a day, can fast also twice a year. So I mean, this is a different model. So therefore, they find that ridiculous because their model is not that. But good luck to them. They can go to the people.
Your 60 seconds is up.
We will go with our performance. So it will be their script and rhetoric versus our performance, and that's all we are concerned about.
Okay, it's your 60 seconds, your 15 seconds, Sanjay Jha. 15, I'm counting.
Rajdeep, this is the way the real fascist organizations work. They try and make this personality cult status over Mr. Modi's fasting and whatnot.
Where did fascism originate? Was it not Italy?
Don't interrupt me, please. I did not interrupt you. Have the decency, Kohli. You only have the decency not to interrupt.
This is where arguments get diverted. I leave it there.
This is so unfortunate.
This is
I'm just curious. Where did fascism originate? Italy or India?
Absolutely abhorrent.
I'm just curious.
This is the way the BJP and the RSS is, Rajdeep. They don't want to hear this.
I'm just curious.
I'm leaving it there.
Who was Mussolini?
On this program, no crosstalk.
I'm just curious.
Mr. Sanjay Jha, Nalin Kohli, I have to leave it there. This is not about where fascism originated.
What a pity that
the debate is not about where.
Smother the debate even here.
No, I'm just pointing out.
This is a great pity. I mean, Kohli is a manifestation of the fascist and the ugly face that is trying to repress the voices of freedom in India.
Okay, let's leave it.
Mr. Kohli represents that tonight.
You can say what you like. I'm a manifestation of myself. I'm not a manifestation from Italy or anywhere else.
I appreciate your joining us. At the end of the day, we wanted to start, we started at least with talking about what the Prime Minister has said on Dadri. We are ending with a debate on where fascism originated. Let's leave it there. That's the problem sometimes with our political face-offs. Meanwhile, ties between warring allies BJP and Shiv Sena seem to touch a new low every day. A formal breakup is still looking unlikely, but both sides are now publicly targeting each other. Just take a look at today's verbal barbs, where the BJP questioned the fact that late Sena chief Bal Thackeray had met Pakistani cricketer Javed Miandad, and the Sena hit back with their own attack on the alliance.